So I'm liking it. Again, off of the momentum of Toy in game 1. And what is it? There's 2 solid targets, the Gatot and the Edith, that you're throwing light wheels at.
Yeah.
Oh wow, really?
Here we go! New patch, baby!
Dude.
If they're not gonna win, at least we're gonna learn something.
Yeah.
And if they do win, this makes the game a little spicier because that means Selena is for real, for fur.
That's so crazy. I don't know about you boys. I'm glad I'm not casting this game because this is going to be a spicy one as Onic PH put all the chips on the line in an elimination match against the Kingdom. Well done. Good luck to you boys. Leon as well as Romar, please take it away.
Folks, everything has changed in Selena. If you did not just check your patch notes, it's in that little events tab and then you go, it's not in your inbox no more. You'll see that they tweaked almost everything in Selena, numbers-wise.
You know, we teased it in the panel earlier. Like I did mention that I'd want to see the Selena tease that for Super Friends. I didn't expect to see it in this kind of matchup for a Selena.
A do or die.
It's a do or die. You're up against a Ruby, an Alpha, a Phobius, a Low Yi. As a Selena, just like, sure? Okay.
Oh, you know what? Here's what I'm afraid for. I'm afraid for Toy. Because as a Selena, there's very little you can do as a carry to like go, you know what, I'm fine.
Yeah.
If anything, Edok might have to babysit you. But here we go, game number 2. Do or die, all on the table. It's all or nothing for Onic PH. They gotta win this or go home. RRQ Hoshi going for the throat.
Initial minion wave trade in the mid. Oh, Rinse flickered! Okay.
Friends did too.
Okay, Friends did too. He forced it out. Friends still really low. They cannot get any control whatsoever in the center of the map.
Yep, this is a full-on burst Selena rocking that lethal ignition. So you know what she wants to do. You know what this is leading towards. King Kong is struggling to get a free farm. Edok living in his personal space. What's the laning like? This Granger versus carry. We're gonna see more of that often in the next few weeks. And this Edith versus this is a tale as old as time kind of matchup.
Yeah, this one it's down to the team fights, honestly. In terms of the laning, you don't really see a big trade between those two. It's just their impact in the team fights closest to them.
Yep.
While Keller seems to be handling it relatively good compared to Toy, because Toy was the first one to pop his regen. He was brought to like 50. Then he had to regen against the Ranger.
That's a statement of dominance. It's just like,
Yeah.
you're lower faster.
Onic PH, really, for me, as much as we've talked about Super Friends and Selena, again, we were hyping it up because other than the changes, this is his favorite hero. This was the hero that he picked to be featured alongside his M6 exclusive trading card.
He could have picked any from a Lu Yi to a Farsa to a Valentina. He chose this hero, which has gotten buffed, and now the turtle has spawned 4 members apiece on each side. In comes Dairen.
He goes forward. He's stopping King Kong single-handedly. Phobius is stopping the Joy, and the turtle will go to RRQ Hoshi because no more juggler for the side of Onic Philippines to retribution it as Brusco just feels the brunt of the damage. Diversion coming in from Rinse. Where's it gonna go? It's to invade and stop King Kong from farming.
That turtle pit was no place for a little Leonin girl. King Kong not in any shape to be 3-4 heroes deep into any engagement, and he's gonna lose his orange. This is painful. As a fan of Onic PH, the Sonics watching all over the world wondering what happened to the M6 World Champions. Why can't they catch a break? RRQ Hoshi now about 800 gold up.
RRQ Hoshi, proven and tested right now, they are just playing better. Meanwhile, the bottom lane, you see Kirk and King Kong trying to go after Dairen, but Dairen has the little help. The damage reduction being under the turret, and he will not fall. But that means Kirk, he won't have an impact in the map too, because he had to commit that ultimate to bring Dairen that low.
Yep, luckily they don't seem to be looking for big fights just yet. But that does mean RRQ Hoshi know that Onic won't try to fight anything!
Too dangerous for a Selena to even clear the minion wave as Edok with a pull as the Ruby and the diversion so close. They could have just walked it, but they wanted that purple buff now. King Kong will not get it. King Kong will get damaged. and he can just watch. Kirk trying to help now. Brusco gonna go in with the AOG! A massive combo with Kirk, but do they have the damage? Kirk will be able to take down E-Dog. Here comes Kelra. It's the damage of the Granger enough. Susujin will fall as well. King Kong going after Rins. Rins trying to survive. He'll make it under turret and he'll survive, but Tyren will not. A sudden counter. Kirk and Brusco with a tag team.
Silver lining for the Sonics. Onic PH come alive as they go for a long-term trade and eventually a clapback. The beast has been unleashed. Prior, he was starving. They took away 2 buffs from him, 1 purple, 1 orange, and off of that turnaround, off of Super Friends finally catching an amazing Abyssal Arrow, they get to equalize down to 400 gold now. Brusco about to get cornered out of here. Still not that far out ahead as Onic PH concede the turtle over to RRQ. The pull by Edok.
Kelra is in trouble here. If Brusco falls, Brusco still surviving though. Super Friends is close enough to provide what little help that he can in the bottom lane. Kirk is equalizing the push that is being, well, pushed by RRQ Hoshi in the top lane. Brusco sees Edok and Kelra saying, "What nerf? I still hurt, man."
The burst in that 3-man gank squad by Onic PH. They do have to concede that tier 1 up top. All this while though, look at Kirk. Oh man, they should check on that Edith.
That is what we call in the Philippines a split type. He is cool as an air conditioner right now. He is okay there. But at some point, he will have to leave the push and just, you know, really join in the fights. Because they do need the magic damage that the Edith brings out.
Makes sense, because the gold lead has now been inverted. There's a quick diversion play. No one home. Just checking in on that trap. So, again, there's some unprecedented utility that we haven't seen in the meta in a long time. Super Prince has control over certain brushes that he didn't have to visit. King Kong here going for that bush steal, that orange buff. That get checked in. Oh, I don't with the pull.
Okay, that's the ultimate of the Ruby. Already committed. AOG go in, but RRQ Hoshi sidestep it. It was just for... So Brusco can help King Kong. Oh! Did that orange buff go to Super
Nope,
Fist? No, I did not.
got it.
Okay, just in the nick of time, he was able to retribution it. He had
There
to commit
was
that.
about a nanometer between that and the retribution. Retribution's faster.
Yeah. I mean, it is instant, right?
You heard it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so... It's still, I still think this is still a very difficult game for Super Friends to pull it off, but you see he's a little bit more calculated and a little bit more patient with when he enters. Great diversion by RQ.
It's still an experimental pick.
Yeah.
As awesome as it's working in the few times it has in the past 7 minutes, it's still a new element in the current metagame. 5-man presence here. All the members of RRQ Hoshi clamping down on this turtle, and they do find one.
Kirk able to get the knock up onto the E-Dog Ruby. RRQ Hoshi will be able to get the turtle without a problem. And Onic PH, that's as much as they can do. They don't have that big ticket ultimate that a mid laner provides. So if the Selena doesn't get anyone, well, it's not going to be a go signal.
Instead of a big bazooka to the face, this Selena is essentially death by 1,000 cuts. One of those cuts sometimes would be a giant katana, all right?
Yeah.
Sometimes there's some burst in there, but for better or for worse, you're actually just playing the map, getting a little bit of better CC. See, there's a nice arrow there thrown out to catch Sutsujin, but wait, diversion into Pixel Brush.
Oh, they're going to be able to find Brusco. He'll try to just walk away. He does have the Revitalize if ever he needs it. And again, disciplined by RRQ Hoshi, they're not going to force it. But as much as they're not forcing, it's become stagnant a little bit because King Kong is not pushing up top.
That's right. So every minute that passes by that King Kong isn't punished, isn't compromised, isn't forced to take fights or go elsewhere, deny his rotations, then that's more hope for Onic. RRQ Hoshi, though, making for the most of that absence, pushing this bottom lane tier 1. Because, again, King Kong left a little chubby wave up top. Should be a push in about a second or two.
Just one more flying, there we go, arrow from the Siege minion. RRQ Hoshi will counter back in the bottom lane, still aggressive. And they know where RRQ are in the map, does Onic PH. Can they find the pick or the start though? Ita tried it himself, but able to sidestep. Was Super Friends. Another diversion up, but it's not going to get casted by Rins. Toy, oh, a few love taps onto the Selena.
You call it a love tap? That's a Tap of passion!
Oh, here comes Kirk with a flicker forward, but they get stopped by the Ruby right in their tracks. King Kong going in as well. RRQ Hoshi and Onic are both disciplined. They say this is not the fight worth taking just yet.
And that's a wave that RRQ Hoshi are pushing in slowly but surely. Even if, you know, this is allowing for Onic PH to farm up, the same is true for RRQ Hoshi. They are still ahead. Yeah. These are still fights that they're forcing onto Onic, and that is a wave that they're winning down bottom and in mid. Lord started up already by RRQ Hoshi, taking that bush up top, forcing King Kong to let out that ult.
No Edith ultimate, no Joy ultimate. Edok quite low, Sutsujin close to 50. They had to get one spell vamp and healing. They can get Edok closer to 20 and 0 now. Sonic PH are slowly winning the formation battle here as the roamer of RRQ Hoshi needs to back.
Prince, like a sniper, just throwing out these arrows, throwing out these traps, allowing for him to be at, what, a third of his health and still be an active part of these fights. That almost single-handedly allowed for Onic to get a reset. So both teams can actually just regain some health along the way.
Another Abyssal Arrow stops what could have been a jump onto Kelra in the mid lane. It's just like compounding interest with these skill shots as they constantly land. The Granger and the Selena. RRQ Hoshi said, let's just leg it, let's just try. Diversion getting casted. How many is that? That's gonna be 3. Where did they go? Oh, they found Super Prince in the mid! What a call and what a play by RRQ Hoshi. Instantly advantage for the Kingdom. And now the Sonics will try and hold and contest. Kirk has his ultimate back. He's already forced to use it against the Phobias as Dyren is stopping Onic from doing anything. King Kong already committed the beats, but it's not enough. Kelra is here, but Dyren falls to the hands of the Savage. Rin's forced to flicker back. It wasn't a clear win for RRQ. It's a stalemate still.
Onic PH with a delayed clap back. You'll see there the AOG failing to catch anyone, but it was long enough for the rest of Onic PH to respond, and we have here a 1-for-1. Prince for Dyren, and just like that, we're back to square one. Another Lord Dance initiated this time by Onic PH. All this while, another wave set in mid, something to think about for RRQ. Lord here down to 1/10 of his health.
Oh, he goes in with the ultimate Bruto finds Toy, but the Diversion is here to help RRQ. Or was it actually helpful as 3 falls and Kirk gets the Lord? Make that 4. It's just Dyren trying to survive, but that's a triple for the god of the Coast Lane.
Onic Philippines, their patience paying dividends. Going from a Lord take to a turret take to a buff steal, now up about 4,000 gold over RRQ Hoshi, and they are calling the map of theirs. It's red, ladies and gentlemen. All tier 1s and 2s taken down.
That felt like them cashing out on investing in crypto in 2013 and cashing out in 2025.
It's like holding on to that first edition Charizard, fam. And looking at the map, all waves have been synced. RRQ Hoshi can only hold on. So far, their tricks haven't been working.
Rin's?
iDoc hasn't been catching his hooks. Down goes Rin's 1v1 up top.
And King Kong finds one. Advantage for Onic Philippines. Turrets will not be forced unless, will they? Will they try? They know they have the man advantage, but is it too risky with the counterplay potential of a Ruby? Missile Arrow hits Sutsujin. Yes, they're still steady.
It's the same issue as in game number 1. The marksman just could not find the time to get all the damage in. Sutsujin, defensive, Spear of Alpha, tier 3 down bottom. The inhibitor taken down. Permanent damage to RRQ's base. You know what? All right, number 1, Edok gets the perfect pull. That's one way to go. Second option for RRQ Hoshi, what about a picture-perfect diversion? What if they pick off Prince again? What if they pick off Kelra? They haven't been able to touch the Savage.
They do know that Onic love that 4-1 split. That 3-2 split that they do. Maybe that's where it'll come from, right? The diversion you mentioned.
And the beauty of this is, if you're a Sonic fan, is that's much easier said than done. With the range that the Granger has, the only hero in the current pool, maybe say for a Beatrix, more reliably so. The Beatrix only has one way of sniping from that far, is the Granger can be so far off and still be an active part of a fight with a quick 1-2 second rotation.
And yes, the Granger was nerfed, but that was his early to mid presence. We are at that point where Granger is just Granger again.
It doesn't matter. The nerf is now null and void. Currently, Keller just waiting for one more item. He's sitting pretty with a, oh my god, you know that Keller is comfortable. You know that Granger's happy when he starts building Sky Piercer.
Yeah, and he's confident. I think he built that. That was just his second item, right?
Must be at 4 stacks by now.
Yeah, should be at 4, and now he has a BOD as well.
Sad sword.
The poke damage that Onic PH can bring out might just make RRQ Hoshi sad.
See?
Oh, the AOG lands on the back of the Abyssal Arrow, getting the information.
Another one
landed. King Kong with the beats, and the enough goes down. Kirk with the entry, and Rich falls to another Abyssal Arrow by the Monster Mage. A maniac for Kelra. Will he live up to the name? Chasing after Dyren, and it is a Savage for the Savage.
Some names make the player, but here in this case, the player makes the name. We're going to game 3. The Sonics take it to the kingdom 1-1.
Equalize.